Hello everyone and welcome to Sally and Bytes. Today, I am here to teach Interface Python with SQL, Part 4, Parameterized Queries, Concatenating Dynamic Variable to a Query, String Template with %s formatting, String Template with string format using curly braces and format function, inserting, deleting and updating records, closing cursor and connection with practical implementation, for the class 12 students of computer science. So, let's dive in and get started. Let's learn about parameterized queries. SQL injection is a severe web application vulnerability that allows attackers to manipulate SQL queries. One of the most effective ways to prevent SQL injection is by using parameterized queries. So, what is SQL injection? SQL injection occurs when an attacker injects malicious SQL code into a web application's input fields. This manipulation can lead to unauthorized access, data theft, and data corruption. What are parameterized queries? Parameterized queries, also known as prepared statements, are a mechanism to separate SQL code from user input. Instead of directly embedding user inputs into SQL queries, parameterized queries use placeholders to represent the input data. In simple words, I explain to you. A parameterized query is like a fill-in-the-blank form for talking to a database. Instead of writing down all the details directly, you leave spaces, placeholders, for the specific information you want to provide later. This helps keep things organized and safe, like putting your name in a blank instead of writing it all over the place. It's a smart way to communicate with a database without accidentally letting bad stuff sneak in. Using parameterized queries offers several advantages. Protection against SQL injection. Parameterized queries prevent malicious code injection by treating user input as data, not executable code. Improved performance. Database systems can cache prepared statements, resulting in faster query execution. Reuse of queries. Parameterized queries allow reusing the same query with different parameters, reducing database load. To create a parameterized query, any of the following methods can be used. Concatenating dynamic variable to a query in which the values are entered, string template with %s formatting, string template with string format using curly braces and format function. In this method, a dynamic variable is created that fetches the output for the field and passes it to the query on the basis of which records are searched and displayed at runtime. Let's work out practically. Open a new file in Python shell and type the following statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Roll number equals int of, input of, enter the roll number to search. This line prompts the user to input a roll number to search for in the database. It converts the input to an integer using int function. Line 5. Query equals select star from candidate where roll number equals plus str of, roll number. This line constructs an SQL query to select all columns from the candidate table where the roll number column matches the inputted roll number. Here, let's understand about the concatenating dynamic variable to a query. What do you mean by dynamic variable? The value of roll number is obtained from user input using the input function. This means that the value of roll number can vary based on user input. How is concatenating done? The str of roll number part converts the integer value of roll number to a string, which is necessary to concatenate it with the rest of the SQL query string. Concatenating dynamic variable to query means the string concatenation plus operator is used to combine the static part of the SQL query select star from candidate where roll number equals with the dynamic variable str of roll number, resulting in a complete SQL query string that will search for a specific roll number in the candidate table. Line 6. This line executes the SQL query constructed in the previous step. Line 7. myRecord equals myCursor.fetchOne function. This line retrieves the first row of the result set returned by the query and stores it in the myRecord variable. If there are no matching rows, myRecord will be none. Line 8. If myRecord not equal to none. This line checks if a record was found, myRecord is not none. Line 9, 10, 11. Print of myRecord. If a record was found, this line prints the record. Else, if no record was found, that is, myRecord is none, the execution proceeds to this line. Print, no such student found. This line prints a message indicating that no student with the specified roll number was found in the database. Now, save and run the file. Look at the pink box. In the first output, the program prompts the user with the message enter the roll number to search. The user inputs 6 as the roll number. The program constructs an SQL query to search for a record in the candidate table where the roll number column matches the inputted roll number. In this case, the query would be something like, select star from candidate where roll number equals 6. The program executes the SQL query. Since there's no student with the roll number 6 in the database, the query returns no rows. So, the output no such student found indicates that there is no student with the roll number 6 in the candidate table of the database. Now, look at the yellow box. In the second output, the program prompts the user with the message enter the roll number to search. The user inputs 3 as the roll number. The program constructs an SQL query to search for a record in the candidate table where the roll number column matches the inputted roll number. In this case, the query would be something like, select star from candidate where roll number equals 3. The program executes the SQL query. Since there is a student with the roll number 3 in the database, the query returns a row containing the details of that student. So, the output, 3, Alex, 20, Chicago, 92, indicates that there is a student with the roll number 3 in the candidate table of the database, and their details are displayed accordingly. Now, look at the red box. This is for your reference. The MySQL Database Academy contains a table named Candidate with 5 records. Among these records, the third record is highlighted in a yellow box. String template with %s formatting. What does %s mean in a Python format string? The percentage symbol is used in Python with a large variety of data types and configurations. %s specifically is used to perform concatenation of strings together. It allows us to format a value inside a string. It is used to incorporate another string within a string. It automatically provides type conversion from value to string. The %s operator is put where the string is to be specified. The number of values you want to append to a string should be equivalent to the number specified in parentheses after the percentage operator at the end of the string value. Let's see an example for simple use of %s formatting. Open a new file in Python and type the following. Name equals Peter. This line declares a variable name and assigns it the string value Peter. Here, Peter is a string literal, meaning it's a sequence of characters enclosed within double quotes. Now we are appending or adding a string within a string. So look at the next line, print, open brackets, open double quotes, hey comma, %s exclamatory mark, close double quotes, percentage name, close brackets. This line prints a message to the console. Hey, %s, this is a string literal containing the message hey, followed by %s. %s is a placeholder indicating that a string value should be inserted here. %name, this part of the line is string formatting. The % operator is used to format the string. %name means that the value of the variable name should replace %s in the string. So, the value of name, which is Peter, will be inserted into the string at the %s placeholder. When print function executes, it replaces %s with the value of name, resulting in the output, hey, Peter. So, the final output of this code will be, hey, Peter. In this method, %s is used in place of values to be passed that define the search criteria on the basis of which records are retrieved at runtime. Let's work out practically. Open a new file in Python and type the following statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Roll number equals int of, input of, enter the roll number to search. This line prompts the user to enter a roll number, which is then converted to an integer and stored in the variable roll number. Line 5. Query equals select star from candidate where roll number equals %s roll number, comma. This line constructs an SQL query to select all columns from the table named candidate where the roll number column matches the roll number entered by the user. The %s is a placeholder for a parameterized query, which helps prevent SQL injection attacks. The value of roll number is passed into the query using string formatting. Line 6, mycursor.execute query. This line executes the SQL query constructed earlier using the execute method of the cursor object mycursor. Line 7, myRecord equals mycursor.fetch1 function. This line retrieves the first row of the result set returned by the executed query and stores it in the variable myRecord. If no rows are returned, myRecord will be none. Line 8. If myRecord not equal to none colon. This line checks if a record was found, that is, myRecord is not none. Line 9, print, myRecord. If a record was found, this line prints the retrieved record to the console. Line 10, else colon. This line begins the else block, which means no record was found matching the provided roll number. Line 11, print, no such student found. This line prints a message indicating that no student with the provided roll number was found in the database. Now save and run the file. Look at the pink box. In the first output, the program prompts the user with the message enter the roll number to search. The user inputs 8 as the roll number. The program constructs an SQL query to search for a record in the candidate table where the roll number column matches the inputted roll number. In this case, the query would be something like, select star from candidate where roll number equals 8. The program executes the SQL query. Since there's no student with the roll number 8 in the database, the query returns no rows. So, the output no such student found indicates that there is no student with the roll number 8 in the candidate table of the database. Look at the yellow box. In the second output, the program prompts the user with the message enter the roll number to search. The user inputs 2 as the roll number. The program constructs an SQL query to search for a record in the candidate table where the roll number column matches the inputted roll number. In this case, the query would be something like, select star from candidate where roll number equals 2. The program executes the SQL query. Since there is a student with the roll number 2 in the database, the query returns a row containing the details of that student. So, the output, 2, Emily, 15, New York, 86, indicates that there is a student with the roll number 2 in the candidate table of the database, and their details are displayed accordingly. Now, look at the red box. This is for your reference. The MySQL Database Academy contains a table named candidate with 5 records. Among these records, the second record is highlighted in a yellow box. Multiple %s formatting. Multiple strings can also be appended within a single string using the %s operator. The strings are replaced in the order of their position in the brackets, wherever there is an %s sign. Let's see an example of multiple %s formatting. Open a new file in Python. Declaring string variables. Line 1. var1 is assigned the string value Peter. Line 2. var2 is assigned the string value surprising. Line 3. Formatting strings. This line prints a formatted string. %s is a placeholder indicating where to insert the values of var1 and var2. The % operator is used to format the string. It takes a tuple of values, var1, var2, that correspond to the placeholders %s. So, hello %s, thanks for your %s gift. %var1, var2 replaces %s with the values of var1 and var2, resulting in the string hello Peter. Thanks for your surprising gift being printed. So, the final output of this code will be, hello Peter. Thanks for your surprising gift. Let's use multiple conditions. Open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Marks equals int of, input of, enter marks to be searched. This line prompts the user to input the marks they want to search for, and the input is converted to an integer. Line 5. City equals input of enter city to be searched. This line prompts the user to input the city they want to search for. Line 6. Query equals select star from candidate where city equals %s and marks greater than equal to %s %of city, marks. This line constructs an SQL query string to select all columns from the candidate table where the city matches the input city and marks are greater than or equal to the input marks. The %s placeholders are replaced with the values of city and marks using string formatting. Line 7. MyCursor.execute of query. This line executes the SQL query constructed earlier. Line 8. MyRecord equals MyCursor.fetchAll function. This retrieves all the rows resulting from the executed query and stores them in the MyRecord variable. Line 9. Total_rec equals MyCursor.rowCount. This retrieves the number of rows affected by the last executed SQL statement and stores it in the total_rec variable. Line 10. This line prints the total number of records matching the search criteria. Line 11. If total_rec not equal to 0, : This checks if there are any records matching the criteria. Line 12. If there are matching records, they are printed. Line 13, 14. Else : print, no such student found. If no matching records are found, this message is printed. Now save and run the file. Let's see the output. The script prompts the user to enter the marks to be searched. In this case, the user enters 92. Next, the script prompts the user to enter the city to be searched. The user enters Chicago. The script executes the SQL query select star from candidate where city equals Chicago and marks greater than 92. This query selects all columns from the candidate table where the city is Chicago and the marks are greater than or equal to 92. One record is found that matches the criteria. The output indicates that there is a total of 1 record matching the criteria. The record found is 3, Alex, 20, Chicago, 92. This means that there is 1 record where roll number 3, name Alex, age 20, city Chicago, marks 92. Finally, the script prints the record found, which contains the details of the candidate who matches the search criteria. Now, look at the red box. This is for your reference. The MySQL Database Academy contains a table named Candidate with 5 records. Among these records, the 3rd record is highlighted in a yellow box. Next, we are going to learn about string template with string format curly braces and format function. Python's string format function is used for handling complex string formatting more efficiently. If we want to make generalized print statements in that case, instead of writing print statements every time we use the concept of formatting. The string format method formats the specified values and insert them inside the string's placeholder. The placeholder is defined using curly brackets. The placeholders can be identified using named indexes, price, numbered indexes, 0, or even empty placeholders. Let's see some examples demonstrating named indexes, numbered indexes, and empty placeholders. Named indexes. In Python, named indexes allow you to specify placeholders within a string and then fill in those placeholders with corresponding values using the format method. Open a new file in Python and type the statement. Now, look at the yellow box. txt1 equals open double quotes, my name is open curly braces, fname, close curly braces comma, I'm open curly braces, age, close curly braces, close double quotes, format, open brackets, fname equals Alice comma, age equals 18, close brackets. Print of txt1. Let me explain it now. txt1 is a string that contains placeholders, fname, and age, in curly braces. The format method is called on the string txt1. Inside format method, you specify named arguments with their corresponding values. In this case, fname equals Alice and age equals 18. The values Alice and 18 are substituted into the placeholders, fname and age, respectively. The formatted string is then assigned to the variable txt1. Finally, txt1 is printed, which outputs, my name is Alice, I'm 18. So, when saved and run the file, the output we see here is my name is Alice. I'm 18. This method of string formatting with named indexes provides a more explicit and readable way to insert values into a string compared to traditional positional arguments. Next is numbered indexes. In Python, numbered indexes allow you to specify placeholders within a string and then fill in those placeholders with corresponding values using the format method. Now, open a new file in Python and type the statements. Look at the yellow box. txt2 equals open double quotes, my name is open curly braces, 0, close curly braces comma, I'm open curly braces, 1, close curly braces, close double quotes. Format, open brackets, Alice, comma, 18, close brackets, print, txt2. Now, let me explain. txt2 is a string that contains numbered placeholders, 0 and 1, in curly braces. The format method is called on the string txt2. Inside format method, you provide values corresponding to the numbered placeholders in the order they appear in the string. In this case, Alice corresponds to 0 and 18 corresponds to 1. The value Alice is substituted into the placeholder, 0. The value 18 is substituted into the placeholder, 1. The formatted string is then assigned to the variable txt2. Finally, txt2 is printed, which outputs, my name is Alice, I'm 18. So, when saved and run the file, the output we see here is, my name is Alice. I'm 18. This method of string formatting with numbered indexes allows you to specify the order in which the values are inserted into the string, providing flexibility especially when dealing with multiple placeholders and arguments. Next is the empty placeholders. In Python, when using empty curly braces within a string and calling the format method without specifying numbered or named indexes, Python implicitly assigns numbered indexes starting from 0 to each empty placeholder in the order they appear in the string. Then, it fills in these placeholders with the corresponding values provided to the format method. Now, open a new file in the Python file and type the statements. Look at the yellow box. txt3 is a string that contains empty placeholders. The format method is called on the string txt3. Inside format, you provide values corresponding to the empty placeholders in the order they appear in the string. In this case, Alice corresponds to the first empty placeholder and 18 corresponds to the second empty placeholder. The value Alice is substituted into the first empty placeholder. The value 18 is substituted into the second empty placeholder. The formatted string is then assigned to the variable txt3. Finally, txt3 is printed, which outputs, my name is Alice, I'm 18. So, when saved and run the file, the output we see here is my name is Alice. I'm 18. In this way, Python implicitly assigns numbered indexes to the empty placeholders and fills them in with the corresponding values, resulting in the desired output. Next is the combination of named and numbered indexes. In Python, when using a combination of named and numbered indexes in string formatting with the format method, you can provide values both by position, numbered indexes, and by name, named indexes. This allows for flexible and precise insertion of values into placeholders within the string. Now open a new file and type the statements. Look at the yellow box. txt4 is a string that contains a combination of numbered placeholders 0 and 1, as well as named placeholders pet1 and pet2. The format method is called on the string txt4. Inside format method, you provide values corresponding to the numbered placeholders first, followed by named arguments. In this case, 2 corresponds to 0, 3 corresponds to 1, pet1 equals cat corresponds to pet1, and pet2 equals dog corresponds to pet2. The value 2 is substituted into the first numbered placeholder, 0. The value 3 is substituted into the second numbered placeholder, 1. The named argument pet1 equals cat substitutes the pet1 placeholder with the value cat. The named argument pet2 equals dog substitutes the pet2 placeholder with the value dog. The formatted string is then assigned to the variable txt4. Finally, txt4 is printed, which outputs, I have 2 cats and 3 dogs. So, when saved and run the file, the output we see here is, I have 2 cats and 3 dogs. In this way, a combination of numbered and named indexes allows for precise control over the insertion of values into the string, providing flexibility and readability in string formatting. Let's learn how to use a single formatter. In Python, the format function is used to format strings. It allows you to insert values into a string template in a structured and customizable way. The format function takes one or more arguments, which are used to replace placeholders within the string. You can use numbered or named placeholders for more complex formatting needs. Numbered placeholders are replaced in the order they appear in the string, while named placeholders are replaced with corresponding keyword arguments. Let's see an example. In this method, in place of %s, we are using open and close braces empty placeholder and pass values to this placeholder by using format function. As an argument, we can give 0, 1, 2, and so on values, but it is optional. Example, open braces 0 close braces, open braces 1 close braces for value 1 and value 2 respectively. Let's open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Roll number equals int of, input of, enter roll number to be searched. This line prompts the user to input a roll number to search for in the database and stores the input as an integer in the variable roll number. Line 5. Query equals open double quotes, select star from candidate where roll number equals empty placeholder close double quotes, dot format, roll number. This line constructs an SQL query string using string formatting. It substitutes the empty placeholder in the query string with the value of roll number using the format method. This is a common method of dynamically constructing SQL queries with user-provided values. Line 6. MyCursor.execute query. This line executes the SQL query using the cursor object. Line 7. MyRecord equals MyCursor.fetchOne function. This retrieves the first row of the result set returned by the query and stores it in the variable myRecord. If there are no matching records, myRecord will be none. Line 7. If myRecord not equal to none, this condition checks if myRecord is not none, indicating that a matching record was found. Line 8. Print myRecord. If a matching record is found, it prints the record retrieved from the database. Line 9. Else. If no matching record is found, this block executes. Line 10. Print, no such student found. This line prints a message indicating that no student with the provided roll number was found in the database. So, when saved and run the file, the output can be seen here. Look at the red box. Enter roll number to be searched, 3. So the output displayed is 3, Alex, 20, Chicago, 92. Now, we are using multiple conditions. Searching a record on multiple conditions using string template with string format and format method. Open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. MRKS equals int of, input of, enter marks to be searched. This prompts the user to input marks to search for in the database and stores the input as an integer in the variable MRKS, line 5. CTY equals input, enter city to be searched. This prompts the user to input a city to search for in the database and stores the input in the variable CTY. Line 6. Query equals open double quotes, select star from candidate where city equals city and marks greater than equal to marks, close double quotes, dot format of city equals CTY, marks equals MRKS. This line constructs an SQL query string using string formatting. It substitutes the placeholders, city, and marks, with the values of CTY and MRKS, respectively, using the format method. This dynamically constructs an SQL query based on user-provided values for city and marks. Line 7, myCursor.execute query. This line executes the SQL query using the cursor object. Line 8, myRecord equals myCursor.fetchAll function. This retrieves all rows of the result set returned by the query and stores them in the variable myRecord. Line 9. Total_rec equals myCursor.rowCount. This retrieves the total number of rows returned by the query and stores it in the variable total_rec. Line 10. This line prints the total number of records matching the search criteria. Line 11. If total_rec not equal to 0, this condition checks if there are any records matching the search criteria. Line 12. Print myRecord. If there are matching records, it prints them. Line 13. Else. If no matching records are found, this block executes. Line 14. This line prints a message indicating that no student with the provided criteria was found in the database. So, now save and run the file. The output can be seen here. Look at the pink box. First input. Enter marks to be searched, 90, enter city to be searched, Mexico, total records matching the criteria are 0. In this case, the query executed against the database did not return any records that matched the criteria of having marks greater than or equal to 90 and belonging to the city of Mexico. Therefore, the output indicates that no such student was found. Look at the blue box. Second input. Enter marks to be searched, 90, enter city to be searched, London, total records matching the criteria are 1, Daniel, 16, London, 95. In this case, the query executed against the database returned one record that matched the criteria of having marks greater than or equal to 90 and belonging to the City of London. The record found is displayed, showing the details of the student whose marks are at least 90 and who lives in London. You can see the red box holding the candidate table with 5 records, for your reference. You can see record 1, Daniel, 16, London, 95, executing the query. Let's learn about inserting records dynamically using string format and format function. Open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4 onwards. Inserting records dynamically. The script enters a loop where it prompts the user to enter details for a new student record. The details include roll number, name, age, city, and marks. These details are captured through user input. Line 12. Constructing SQL query. Using string formatting with the format method, the script constructs an SQL insert query. The values entered by the user are inserted into the query dynamically using curly braces and indexed placeholders 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These placeholders correspond to the variables roll number, name, age, city, and marks, respectively. Now, look at the next line. Executing query and committing transaction. The constructed SQL query is executed using mycursor.execute query. After executing the query, the changes are committed to the database using conn.commit function to make the insertion permanent. Prompting user for more records. After each insertion, the script asks the user if they want to add more records. If the user enters Y, the loop continues, otherwise, the script exits. Now save and run the file. The code demonstrates a process where the user can continuously input student records, and the program dynamically inserts them into the database until the user decides to stop by entering something other than Y when prompted. You can look at the output, how records are inserted one by one. Now look at the red box, the values entered into the table candidate for your reference. Delete operation is required when we want to delete some records from the table. Let's see how to delete all the records from the table candidate for roll number 7. Open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Executing a delete query. The cursor object myCursor executes an SQL delete query. This query deletes records from the table named candidate where the value of the roll number column is 7. The query is executed using the execute method of the cursor. Line 5. Committing the transaction. After executing the delete query, the changes made to the database are committed using the commit method of the connection object conn. This ensures that the changes are permanent and reflected in the database. Line 6. Printing the number of records deleted. The row count attribute of the cursor object myCursor contains the number of rows affected by the last SQL statement. In this case, it represents the number of records deleted by the delete query. This value is printed along with a message indicating the number of records deleted. So, now save and run the file. The output displayed is 1 record deleted. Now, you can open the MySQL prompt. Open the Database Academy and type the statement, select star from candidate semicolon and check the deleted record. Roll number 7, record is deleted. This is for your reference. Updating records in the table in Python SQL. Update operation on any table means to update one or more records which are already available in the table. Let's open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection, and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. Age equals 16 and name equals Emily. These lines define variables age and name with values that will be used to update records in the database. Line 5. Data equals age, name. This creates a tuple data containing the values of age and name, which will be used in the SQL query as parameters for the update operation. Line 6. Query equals update candidate set age equals %s where name equals %s. This defines the SQL query to update records in the candidate table. The %s placeholders will be replaced with the values in the data tuple when the query is executed. Line 7. myCursor.execute of query, data. This executes the SQL query defined in query, passing the data tuple as parameters. The %s placeholders in the query will be replaced by the corresponding values in the data tuple. Line 8. CONN.commit function. This commits the changes made by the update operation to the database. Without this line, the changes would not be permanently saved. Line 9. Print myCursor.rowCount records updated. This prints the number of records that were updated by the update operation. myCursor.rowCount returns the number of rows affected by the last executed SQL statement. Now save and run the file. The output will be one record updated. Now, you can open the MySQL prompt. Open the Database Academy and type the statement, select star from candidate semicolon and check the updates Emily's record. The age of Emily was previously 15 and now it is updated to 16. This is for your reference. In the previous example, we updated the candidate records statically by passing the values to be updated in the program itself. To fetch the values at runtime, that is, dynamically, we can use parameterized query through string format curly braces and format method. Let's open a new file in Python and type the statements. The first 3 lines are the same, like importing the MySQL connector, establishing the database connection and creating a cursor object. Now, look at line 4. This line simply prints a message indicating that the script is about to update a student record. Line 5. Roll number equals int, input, enter roll number to update the record. This prompts the user to input a roll number to update the record and converts the input into an integer. Line 6. Query equals select star from candidate where roll number equals empty parentheses dot format of roll number. This constructs an SQL query to select all fields from the candidate table where the roll number matches the one entered by the user. Line 7. myCursor.execute query. This executes the SQL query constructed in the previous step. Line 8. myRecord equals myCursor.fetchOne function. This fetches the first row of the result of the executed query and stores it in the variable myRecord. Line 9. If myRecord not equal to none : this condition checks if a record with the provided roll number exists. Line 10-11. Inside the if block, if a record is found, it prints the details of the found record. Line 12. Asks the user if they want to update marks. Line 13-18. If the user chooses to update marks, choice equals Y, it prompts the user to input new marks, constructs an SQL query to update the marks in the database for the corresponding roll number, executes the query, commits the changes to the database, and prints a confirmation message. Line 19. If the roll number provided by the user does not exist in the database, it prints a message indicating that no such student exists. Line 20. CONN.close function. This closes the connection to the MySQL database. Now save and run file. Let's see the output. Student record updation. This is a message printed by the script indicating that the process of updating a student record is initiated. Enter roll number to update the record. 1. This is a prompt for user input, asking for the roll number of the student whose record needs to be updated. In this case, the user enters 1. Record found details are. This message indicates that a record with the provided roll number has been found in the database. 1. Daniel, 16, London, 95. This is the details of the found record. It shows the roll number, name, age, location, and marks of the student whose roll number matches the input provided by the user. Do you want to update marks, Y/N? This is a prompt asking the user whether they want to update the marks of the student. In this case, the user enters Y to indicate that they want to update the marks. Enter new updated marks, 96. This is a prompt asking the user to input the new marks for the student. In this case, the user enters 96. Records updated. This message confirms that the record has been successfully updated with the new marks. This output indicates that the script successfully found a record with the provided roll number, updated the marks as per the user's input, and confirmed the update operation. Now, you can open the MySQL prompt. Open the Database Academy and type the statement, select star from candidate semicolon and check the updates roll number 1 record. The mark of roll number 1 was previously 95 and now it is updated to 96. This is for your reference. Since the database can keep open only a limited number of connections at a time, we must close the connection using cursor_object.close function. For example, cursor.close function or mycursor.close function. This method closes the cursor using cursor object, which resets all results and we cannot execute any SQL statement. We can disconnect from the database after performing all operations by explicitly calling close function method along with database object. For example, conn.close function. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you are new to my Sally and Bytes YouTube channel to stay updated with engaging content and never miss out on my latest videos. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends and relatives. Watch the upcoming videos, Exceptional Handling, Part 1. Introduction, Errors in Python and Debugging, What is Exceptional Handling, Standard Exceptions in Python with Practical Implementation. You can check the link in the description box given below.